DBMS architecture. Architecture is nothing but designing. How we are going to design your database is called as DBMS architecture, right? For example, if you want to construct a house, you may construct a house by staying at home or by giving some contract manner, yes or no, and you are going to design ground floor, first floor, second floor, same. So designing is nothing but architecture. So in the DBMS architecture we have different kinds of architecture. Architecture is nothing but a designing plan, we say. Now the DBMS architecture is of three types: one tier architecture, two tier architecture, three tier architecture. So first we see one tier architecture. So one tier architecture is nothing but, consider explaining with an example. Consider we have a supermarket, right? So we have a supermarket. So this supermarket is having system, right? So in this system only the database is there, right? So here user, that means supermarket owner, is having an application, right? So in that application customers can register their names, their products. So whatever the customers are updating the data, so user can update the data in the application, so that reflects to the database only. That means user can directly update the data in the database. That means user and database at same location, that we call it as a one tier architecture. So in this architecture, DBMS is directly available to user. So this database is directly available to what? Users. It means that user can directly sit on the DBMS and uses it. Any changes done here will directly be done on the database itself. For example, one customer want to change his mobile number. So one customer want to change mobile number, what the user will do, supermarket owner will do, take the mobile number and update the data, so that updation will be done in the database directly. So one tier architecture is used for development of local applications. So small application for like a hospital, simple hospitals, that means small hospitals and small supermarkets, or at homes, whatever the apps we are developing local, that means only used by few people, there you can use one tier architecture, where programmers directly communicate with the database for quick response. Clear? So directly here user of the owner can directly communicate with the database. Now come back to your two-tier architecture. So two-tier architecture is nothing but here. Now in this two-tier architecture, user is having application. But where the database? Database is at server. But whereas in your one-tier architecture, what will happening? So user is here and the database is also here. So user and database directly can communicate, both are at one location. So they are both are at one location. That is one tier architecture. But whereas in two tier architecture, user and applications are at client side, and where the database is at server side. Now let's take a simple example of Reliance JioMart. So whatever the products I am giving, so whatever the products I want by a user, so those all products are registered in the app. So in the JioMart app is there. So that is application is what? JioMart app is there. So user, what they do is he interact with the application and registers number of products and quantity of products. Now this data, when you say add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, all the products are added. Now you say buy. Now you say buy. When you say, you click on buy button, what will happen? Whatever the data you registered here, this all the data will be sent it to where? To send it to server. So whose server? Reliance server. So Reliance server will take this all the data. Will this server will the have the database, right? So this database will send it all the products, whatever the products you registered here, to you. So that we call it as the client and server technology. Clear? That means there are two types. So user is having an application, this application interact with the database, right? User is at one side, client is at another side. Take your example of your results. Now you are registering here, but the results come from university. So your data is at one location and you are at one location. So you can access that as a two-tier architecture. So here we have two-tier architecture, applications on it, the client side. So application programs are on client side, directly can communicate with the database at the server side. So this ODBC, JDBC will come in here Java. So the user interface and application programs are run at the client side. The server side is responsible to provide the functionalities like query processing and transaction management. So whatever the data you have, so that data request will be given by the DBMS. Now the three-tier architecture. So three-tier architecture is same like two-tier architecture only. Instead of having here what user is there, user application is there. So these two things are called as client. So database is there, database application is there. That we call it as a server. So user sends a request by using the application to the server, right? So this server will have a application. So this application will be given to the database. Database verifies the application of the user and gives a response to the application server. From the application server, application client get, from the client can see the user. Consider a simple example. You open any Gmail account or Facebook account or Twitter account or any bank account online. So what will happen? You enter username, and you say password. Yes or no? So when you say username and password, you have a button called login. Now what the user is using? User is using app. That is say Gmail. I want to open Gmail account. So what is user? User using WhatsApp. Application is nothing but an app. So user using what? Gmail app. So in Gmail app, he is trying to enter the username and he try to enter some password. Now these two details, when you click on login button, these two details are taken by JDBC ODBC and those details are sent to server. Now what the server does? Server takes these two numbers, username and password, and verifies in the database whether this user is existed in the Google server or not. If exists, he entered the right password or not, he verifies in the database. If the username and password existed in the database and correctly entered the password, so database says that, oh okay, this user is having the right name, right username, has password he entered, so gives his Gmail page to back. So database gives this response to the application server. So what the application server does? Application server gives a Gmail account page of yours to clients. So this is the process behind your Google account when you open or any app, not only Google. So this uses the three-tier architecture. So user database is interacted with the help of the application. The three-tier architecture contains another layer of between client and server. So another layer is what? So this is a server, this is a client. So what is the middle layer? Application. Right, the application on the client end interacts with the application on the server, which further communicates with the database system. So here what? So user communicates with the application client communicates with the application server, that again communicates with the database. Right, so end user has no idea about the existence of the database beyond the application server. So end user doesn't know that what is happening behind that. So the three-tier architecture is used in case of large web applications where you have more number of web applications. There the three-tier architecture is going to be used. So this is about one tier, two tier, three-tier architecture of the DBMS. Clear?